say, in my opinion, I felt like a few infrastructural issues. You'll find good people everywhere, you'll find bad people everywhere.
Hi everybody, welcome to the 15th episode of Perspectives. Today we have with us Saara Sharma from Gargi College. She's pursuing BA Honours in Political Science and she's a second year student there. Hi Saara, how are you doing?
Hi Ashi, I'm all well. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good and thank you for coming. We'll be directly diving into the questions. I'll be first of all asking you about your first year experience at Gargi College and Delhi University. I know it must be very overwhelming, a roller coaster ride. So let's talk about it in detail.
Alright, talking about my first year, it was a roller coaster ride considering the fact that I'm also an outstation student. So, moving to a new city with new people, it was all something that was a little difficult, to be honest, at my part, because now I'm adjusting to a completely new environment. My parents are not there, my friends are not there to help me. But talking in terms of my first year, I would just say that the people in my college were very supportive, especially the seniors, I would say. So they literally helped me a lot. And yeah, that's it. And I think as a first year student, when you enter into this college arena, you feel like that there are so many opportunities around you that you actually want to grab all of them. So there were a few mistakes that I did on my part trying to grab all of them, and then it led to a burnout at the end of the first semester. But then besides that, I think everything was great.
Okay, so during the entire college experience, you must have experienced a switch from a co-ed school to a girls' college. How is that switch and how is the experience of that switch? So let's talk about that.
So I'll tell you something. I come from an all-girls school. So for me, it was not that big of a switch because 12 years of my life, I have stayed in an all-girls school. So for me, it was very normal. Everything was very normal for me. My friends from college, they literally tell me it's so weird seeing girls all around them. But then I've done that for like 12 years of my life. So for me, it wasn't that big of a deal. And to be honest, I felt much more easier and much more comfortable to adjust into the environment of the college because I've already seen it throughout. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But for some people it is, the ones who come from co-ed institutions, definitely.
Okay, understandable. We'll now be talking about the 3 takeaways you had from the first year of college. You might have made some mistakes and you have learned from that. So, like the 3 takeaways.
Alright, the first one has to be confident and be authentic. You'll find your people. So just show your true self. Don't be afraid because, as a first year student, all of us have this, we all seek validation, right? So just don't seek that validation. You'll definitely find your people. Be real to yourself, be authentic, be confident. Secondly, I would just say reach out for help. If you need help, just reach out to people. Reach out to the faculty members, reach out to your seniors, reach out to your peers. There are people who are more than willing to help you. So they will definitely help you. Reach out. And thirdly, I would say just take it slow. Especially in your first year, if you'll take too many things on your plate at the end of the first semester, at the end of the first year, you will end up having a burnout, right? And college is not just about a few semesters, it's about like 3 or 4 years. So just make sure that you take it slow. Multitask, obviously learn to multitask, but then don't bother yourself too much doing everything all together. So yeah, these are going to be the 3 takeaways.
Okay, so there's a general doubt about how to make friends. So, how you choose your circle wisely? Any tips for that? Because people generally, don't align with the right way of reaching out to people. So, that.
I think you will never know if you'll never reach out to them, right? So in the first place, just go, strike a conversation, make the first move. Because, the fact that you're having doubts can also justify the fact that the other person can also have doubts, right? So just reach out from your end, talk to them. अगर वाइब मैच हो जाता है तो ठीक है, अगर नहीं होता है तो you made a good network, right? At the end of the day, everybody is helpful in some or the other manner. Besides that, choosing your circle wisely, let me tell you, I still don't have a defined group in college. I just have like one or two friends I reach out to. These are like the core people who are there with me always, right from day one. But talking about circles, I'll just say if vibe match nahi ho raha, if you think the circle or the group of friends you're with right now is very toxic, switch to other people. It's okay, it's not a big deal. At the end of the day, what matters is you should be happy with the kind of people you're hanging out with, right? And understand the difference between networking and making friends, right? Not everybody has to be your friend, but then you can always reach out to them for help and for advices. So just understand that difference. And how do you reach out? Just go strike a conversation. Especially in college, it's so easy to do that. Ask their course, ask about them, ask where they come from. So it's very easy.
Okay, so now we'll be moving to talking about your college. Gargi College is one of the most famous colleges, girls' colleges in the Delhi universities. Okay, so Gargi के pros के बारे में I've heard a lot, but not much about the cons of Gargi College. So the 3 cons of Gargi College that you felt in the first year of college.
See, for majority of the students, I think this switch from CUET to all girls institution, I think might be a little difficult, because an all girls institution comes with its own set of restrictions, right? Because you need to ensure safety at all points in time. So now your fest has restrictions that you cannot have a lot of crowd, you cannot have a lot of male crowd especially. Second, the college in itself is very apolitical. So if you're somebody who's too much into protesting and getting into politics, I think Gargi is not the place for you, because it's very peaceful, it's very apolitical, it's very disassociated with the DUSU or the DU elections that happen. So it's very disassociated with that because at the end of the day it's a girls' college. You need to ensure safety. Safety is your foremost priority. So I think that is one con, that it's too away from the life of North Campus wala politics. Second, I'll say, in my opinion, I felt like a few infrastructural issues. So you do have problems thoda bahut infrastructure ko leke, but now a new building is being inaugurated, so I think that problem would be resolved. Third, con, I can't really think of anything, it's just like a good place. Yes, if you want that vibrant of a campus life that you have in North Campus, it's not happening, because understand that South Campus mein colleges are a lot scattered compared to the North Campus thing, right? So that great of campus life is not here. It's more on the peaceful side, more on the serene side. So that is like our cons in my opinion.
Okay, now the 3 pros of Gargi College.
Alright, being an all girls institution again is a con for me, because it's a very safe place for you. You get to interact with people and it's very easy for you to mingle with them, right? Second, pro, I would say the faculty. The faculty is great. I mean, besides some professors, the faculty is really amazing. They're willing to help you out, they're willing to connect you, they're willing to actually connect you to people who can help you in your respective field. So for example, if I want to write a research paper and I reach out to a professor, they might end up connecting me with a friend of theirs who's writing a research paper, so that I can assist them under and I can publish the research paper under them. So this is something that I really like about the college. The faculty is really very great and very, very helpful, especially for political science. Thirdly, I'll say everyone around you is doing something. The crowd is very academically oriented, and when you see people, majority of the crowd is. So when you see people working and studying and doing internships, also juggling so many things, I think it drives you to also strive for the best. So I would say the crowd is decent. I'm not saying everybody is great, but everybody is doing something that they can do. So it literally strives you to do your best, and everybody is into so many things that you will get to learn something or the other from everyone. And the fest is anyways very good. So yeah, these are the 3 things.
Okay, we'll now move on to talking about your course. You're pursuing BA Honours in Political Science. So it is one of the most famous courses at Delhi University. There are a lot of applicants which apply for the course. So who all should go for pursuing BA Political Science, and what is the career option after such course?
See, for political science, the reason I took political science was a little vague. because at the end of my 12th standard, I literally had no clarity as to what I want to do, right? So the two courses that were there in my priority list were Eco Honors and Pol Science Honors. And the fact that I got Pol Science Honors, I'm very happy. Who all should go for it? If you're academically oriented, if you really want to study, go for it. You know, it's a very interesting course, but it's demanding. So you will have to study, you will have to read, you will have to go through readings. So just, if you're interested in studying, I'm not saying it requires a lot from you, but if you're like even on the slightest part कि आपको ऐसा है कि नहीं पढ़ना है, I want to go for designing and stuff, then this course is absolutely of no importance. But then if you're really willing to study and willing to read and willing to research, go for this course. Talking about career options, I think people usually say conventional way में कि career options नहीं है ज़्यादा Pol Science में, but that is definitely not the case. See, UPSC is the foremost career option. You can give the CSE exam, you can give the state civil services exam, so there are a lot of government exams you can prepare for. Secondly, you can go to international relations, you can study international relations, and then you can probably end up working for these international corporations like the UN, WHO, etc. etc. Thirdly, I think you can go for public policy and policy research. So you can go into policy making, government, again related to government. Besides that, you can go for research, professorship. So there are plenty of career options if you research for it.
Because people generally don't know about the career options after political science. Thank you for conveying that. We'll now move on to talking about CUET. The next batch, the next year, people will be giving CUET. Some tips for them and your CUET score along with that, because you might have had a good score here in Gargi pursuing BA Political Science. So, score and some tips.
See, I had a decent score. Let's not talk about my score including maths because I did horrible in maths. But excluding maths, my score was 720. Tips for CUET aspirants. I would just say, as a student, what I did was I took my 12th standard very lightly. You know, I was very happy-go-lucky and I thought everything's very hunky-dory, तो वो हो जाएगा. But ऐसे नहीं होता है, आपको पढ़ना पड़ता है. So I wasn't even serious. It was less than 1 month when I started preparing for CUET. So I would just say कि at least 2 महीने पहले तो just be strict about your timetable, follow it, study regularly, practice mocks. My syllabus wasn't complete. I mean, I'm not saying you should do this, but then my syllabus wasn't complete before the CUET exam. But still, those mocks that I did, it helped me a lot. So just practice mocks, do these question papers, because at the end of the day, CUET does not have a difficulty criteria. It's not that difficult of an exam, right? What matters is you should know how to solve those questions, because the questions are very basic, but you should score well, because negative marking भी होती है. Then I think इस बार तो नहीं हुआ, but हमारे time तो normalization भी हुआ था. So अगर paper easy है तो आपके marks automatically कम हो जाएंगे. So just make sure that you study well. At least 2 months पहले you have a proper timetable. You give priority to the subjects that are much needed in your course. So for example, I knew कि मुझे English and general test पढ़ना ही है या फिर मुझे करना ही है. Especially English was a priority. So just stick to these subjects, give priority. Thirdly, I would say be wise, right? Because in the competitive exams, at the end of the day, it's not about always choosing the right answer, but knowing which question you should not answer, right? Because negative marking bhi ho raha hai. So be wise with that, and just take care of your health. It should not lead to a burnout. Do not stress, because ho jayega at the end of the day. It's going to be great.
Okay, so great insights. We now move on to college versus college. There's a segment on the podcast where we discuss about your course, like the credibility of your course in 2 colleges. We'll compare that. We'll first of all talk about Gargi versus JMC entirely, all the factors, the course and everything.
See, I just have one friend in JMC who's doing Pol Science Honors, right? From what I've heard from her, is that JMC does offer good faculty and everything, but there, the majority of the work of researching and finding the material is done by the students, right? Which is a very good thing. But what happens in our college is that we literally get the readings, we get the professors are so helpful that, if you want notes, they'll send you the notes as well. So I'm not saying it's more like a spoon feeding thing, but it's like यूनिवर्सिटी के साइड का मटेरियल आपको मिल जाता है. नाउ इफ़ यू वांट टू डू इन डेप्थ रिसर्च यू कैन डू इट ऑन योर ओन एंड, राइट? सो JMC and Gargi में I won't say there's much of a difference, especially in terms of course, because both of them are South Campus colleges. The faculty is almost the same. Personally, I would prefer Gargi over JMC, considering the fact that I'm already studying here and I've seen how much effort the faculty puts in to teach you. So,
Okay, next would be Miranda House and LSR. Great doubts. So,
okay. Miranda, from what I've heard, is not that academically oriented college. I can be wrong. I can definitely be wrong, but that is what I've heard, right? Talking in terms of LSR, LSR is a great college. If you are getting political science honors in LSR, just go for it. Do not think twice before going for it, because the faculty is great. Everything is great. Even the opportunities that you get there, I feel like are better. इतना कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है, but they have a slight edge over Gargi. All these colleges, I feel like JMC, Gargi, Miranda, LSR, they're on the same pedestal, you know. But if you're really looking for a great college for political science honors, it has to be Hindu college. So if you're getting Hindu college ka political science honors, I feel like that is the best you can go for. But besides that, majority of these colleges are on the same pedestal for my course.
okay. Now we'll talk about girls' colleges, because you're in a girls' college, you know how's the environment, how the people. So there's a general consensus that girls' colleges are toxic. I've talked to a lot of people, done podcast with people from girls' colleges. Some say that is true and some say that it is not true. It depends on people. So what is your opinion about girls' colleges being called toxic?
See, you'll find good people everywhere, you'll find bad people everywhere, right? I don't know what toxicity is, like how do you define that? But at the end of the day, I think what I understand of toxicity, I have encountered such people in my college, no doubt. But I think the kind of empowerment, the kind of safe space, the kind of freedom that all girls colleges offer you, especially by being a girl, and then you're into an all girls college, I think it is immense, right? At the end of the day, you will find these toxic people in CUET colleges as well, right? But right now, when I'm in an institution which is surrounded by people, like-minded people, when I'm talking about a problem or let's say some issue that is troubling me, which is with regards to, let's say, my gender, right? People are relating to it, people relate to it. I get a voice of my own, and there's nobody to say things like, you know, aise nahi hota hai, if you're understanding me. So I think you literally at the end of those 4 years, at the end of those 5 years, you get a voice of your own, because now you feel like कि हाँ ऐसे होता है, people around me are relating with me, and I think that leads to a different level of empowerment. That is what my opinion is. When are toxic people, so you'll find everywhere. You just have to find your group of people you're comfortable with, and just be with them, because at the end of the day, toxicity CUET colleges में भी है. So you know, it is not with regards to just one gender. That's it.
Okay, the last question. Freshers will be coming in college. They must be very overwhelmed कि हम एक बहुत ही अलग सी journey start कर रहे हैं. Some advices for them, for what you've experienced, just say 3 advices.
Almost the same thing. First, reach out for help. If you need help, just tell them that you need help. Because reach out to your seniors, reach out to your faculty members, talk to people, right? Because once you do that, people are you'll realize people are actually more than willing to help you. Second, I would say, be very, very confident. I understand you're scared, but just be confident and believe in yourself. You will make it through the entire process. Third, I would say, try new things. Try new things in a sense, ऐसे नहीं कि सिर्फ party करो, but try meeting new people, go for internships, start organizations. You know, colleges, once you get into college, you realize that you have this incentive of starting organizations. So go for organizations, start organizations, join societies. I forgot to tell this before under pros of Gargi, that Gargi has amazing societies. So like join societies, I think that really helps for your personality building. And take it slow and do not take a lot of stress. You will make it through, everything will pass, everything would be nice. At the end of the day, you will pass college. So yeah. But just make memories, a lot of memories.
Okay, so these were all the questions I had for you, Saara. Thank you for coming in. Any closing statements?
Thank you so much for having me, Ashi. I think you're doing a wonderful job. I literally checked your videos. I couldn't watch all of them because the time was limited. But then I think you're doing a wonderful job. So congratulations on that, and all the best for the series of podcasts. I hope you continue to get a considerable amount of followers, and all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saara. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and in case of any doubts, I'll link Saara's LinkedIn down in the description. I hope you're on LinkedIn. Okay, then you can just comment down. Saara will reply on the comments.
Yeah,
If you
for
have
sure.
any. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.